Hey guys, it's Kristen. You're watching Our Pagan Opinions. It's Sunday and I'm your Sunday host, also known as Living Pagan here on YouTube. But you can call me Kristen. It's okay. I'm alright with it. So, welcome to Season 2. We made it. Yay. We had tremendous growth throughout the summer break, if you will. And I am so very pleased that so many people are watching all the videos. So, thank you so much. Yeah, let's get started. Let's do it. I'm going to move you guys a little closer. And so you can't see my dirty laundry on the floor. I just cleaned my room, but I haven't done laundry. Anyways, so welcome to Season 2. We've got amazing hosts, amazing substitutes, some fantastic topics, and just a whole bunch of awesome shit coming your way. I'm going to be a big fat potty mouth, though. Sorry about that. It's going to happen. Ow. My eyes have been all cracked out today, so forgive me if I start blinking and crying like a loser. I've also got my fan here, and you're also going to hear Mario, because that's this thing's tone now. I should say again, I've had it for a while. Anyways, you're going to hear all of that, and I'm sorry. Before I get to the topic at hand, which is totally going to happen, you're going to look below. In that big fat description box is going to be lots of fun things, such as this week's viewer request, which is from Ms1, M-I-Z-Z-1, as in the number, not the alphabetically spelled out 1. And her exact topic that I was sent. That's what's going down below. If you have any questions, it's already down below. Also linked are going to be the Our Pagan Opinions Facebook, Twitter, and my personal YouTube, which is going to have blooper videos of every OPO videos that I do. Let me do that again. Every week's OPO video. So bloopers on those videos. Because I take forever and it's just a lot of, God, what did I do that for? Oh my God. It's lots of fun. Anyways, that's all going to be on my personal thing, and they're all going to be linked below. If you're curious as to whether or not a host and or past host has a Twitter, go to Our Pagan Opinions Twitter. You're going to go ahead and click following, and for the most part, we should all be on there if we have a Twitter. There you go. I do have a Twitter. Go to town. My name's Kristen. I'm the only Kristen on there. So, I'm not going to repeat the request because honestly this video is probably going to be over 10 minutes anyways, and I'm sick and tired of making it. So go below. I've said the request in 500 other videos and I'm just tired of saying it. So Ms. One's request, specifically worded, is below. We're talking about spell work this week, and I am going to tell you why spells don't work with me, why my personal spells don't work, and also how I do spell work. Because I feel like it will make you understand a little bit more into why my opinion of spells not working is as it is. So, spells don't work if you are messing with and or infringing on somebody's free will. And what I mean is, in the case of Ms. 1, having a spell to have somebody contact you again, with me that would not fly because that's not how my energy works. I don't know why. I think it's because subconsciously I don't think it's a good plan. And so it just won't do it. If I have any doubts at all, the spell will not work. It's always been that way. If it's frivolous with me, frivolous things can't happen, and I'm going to explain why when I tell you why, how I actually do my spell work. And let's see. I know there was something else. What was it? Fuck. I don't remember. I forgot to write it down too. Because I'm a champ. Oh well. Those are the big dealies. Messing on someone's free will, or just having it be something that doesn't necessarily need it. Yeah. So I do spells for the big stuff. And this is why. Mini spells are what I like to call them. That are like daily things that aren't necessarily huge things that need to happen in my life. I don't call them spells. I call them prayers. And the reason is because they are daily affirmations of something that I want to happen. That doesn't, I guess it kind of makes sense, but like if I'm doing something for someone to feel better, I'm adding in a little bit more of my heart and my soul, and I feel like it's more of a prayer than an actual spell. That makes sense to y'all? I'm hoping. It's more of a prayer to help somebody along rather than to bring something into fruition or fruition. I don't remember the word. Can't figure out which word I want, so that's what I'm going to put out there. So, that's it. That's what I do. The reason I don't do spells unless they're like big daddy whopper spells, which sounds really like changing the weather and moving myself from country to country. It's totally not what I'm doing. I'm just talking big habits that I need to change, things that I need help on, and I need, the higher power. I need the entire universe to help me out on if it so shall be. That's what I'm talking about. Changing habits, changing mindset, my mindset, not anybody else's. Things like that. Helping out a friend with their permission. There you go. There's that little clicker in there. Things like that. So those are Big Daddy spells. And the reason they take me so long is it takes me a week to get a spell ready. Because, and if you read below in her request, it actually says that she chose an online spell. That's what it was. That's what it was. I don't take anything from online, and I don't do word from books. I write and personalize my own spells. And the reason I do this is the easiest way for me to get a spell to work, and to work the way that I would prefer it to achieve, and to achieve the goals I would prefer it to achieve, is to put as much of my energy signature into it as possible. Not even kidding you. It will literally take me a week to do a spell from start to finish. And the reason is that I write everything out, first of all by hand, and second of all by myself. If it's a huge ritual crazy madness thing, which we know that I don't do often, if it's a really, really important thing, such as, if I'm just, anyways, it doesn't matter, whatever it is, God, the hiccups. Whew. It takes me a week long to do prep, what I call prep. It's getting all the supplies ready, the idea, getting the wording right on the spell, writing, revising, getting all of that, editing, if you will, and meditating, making sure that I've thought of every possible outcome that I could personally think of that the spell could go, both good and bad, the right way and the wrong way, that the spell could possibly come back and bite me directly in the ass. So that's just how I do spell work. And the reason that I do it like that is, God, I just really want a nice view of my shirt, not my face. Anyways, the reason that I do that is how I do a spell. I'm going to tell you how I do a spell, and then I'm going to explain that part. So hold that thought. When I do a spell, I'm casting my circle. I tend to do it on a flat surface, so either outside on my deck with a board on it or something, because my deck's kind of wobbly, or I do it in my garage when it's cold outside, because of course, flat ground. I've got concrete in my garage. Also, I could do it in my kitchen with a salt circle and then just sweep it up, but that's only if my parents and my dog are not home, because they don't really appreciate it if I'm sitting there doing a spell in the middle of the kitchen. They don't really like it much. They don't care, but it just makes moving around me really difficult. Anyways, so I've got a chalk circle or salt circle, so some sort of circle around me. And as a person, I'm a very visual person. I just am. It's one of the reasons I can't do baby spells, is I have to visualize every aspect of the spell as it happens, and as it could possibly end up happening, and that's why it takes me so long to do it. So when I'm looking at my spell and I'm casting my spell, the energy that is put into my spell, into my circle, excuse me, I'm talking about my circle. When I'm looking at my circle and I'm casting my circle and I'm doing all of that jazz, the energy I'm putting into it is energy I've always got up. As a person, I am pretty sensitive to other people's tidbits of energy, emotions, and things of that nature. And working in such a high volume place, as in regard to people, having a lot of people around me at all times, and being in close contact with people, generally speaking, within touching distance of people all of the time, not really having a lot of space to move, I have to shield pretty damn hard to keep myself in my own head, rather than get other people's shit involved in me. And it's just how it's always been. I've always had that. And so when I'm casting my energy, I'm literally taking the shield I've already got and making it bigger, making it a little less solid, if you will, letting energy flow in and out and all kinds of jazz, kind of opening a window, if you will. I'm letting the whole shield breathe for a little bit, and it's what brings all that energy into one specific target, such as the spell. Brings it all in. So as a visual person, I needed, when I first started casting circles and doing spells and things of that nature, doing spell work, I needed a visual of my circle and my spell together to make them work better. I found that if I didn't visualize the two meshing together and having that everyday energy that is my shield and is my circle, because they are one and the same, that my spell would not work because it just didn't click with my life energy, my everyday energy. So in order for me to do that, I needed a visual in my head. As I don't know if I've already said already, I'm a fire sign. I was born, I'm a Leo. I was born in the end of July. Just had my 20th birthday, actually. And my favorite form of fire is lightning. I've always loved lightning. It's beautiful. I think it's fantastic that it's beautiful and deadly at the same time. I'm not going to lie. So when I'm casting my circle and when I'm weaving my spell around that everyday energy of the circle, it's all lightning. I don't know if this necessarily makes any sense or is even necessary to explain to you guys, but that's what it is. And the reason that I can't do little meaningless spells is that that circle around me has to be woven with the spell. The energies have to connect and combine and literally spiral around each other in order for it to work the best with my life and my energy. They have to sort of become this pairing of energy in order for it to go the way I would prefer it to go, rather than the way the universe finds its wonky little way. It's always been that way. I don't know, that's just me, but it's just how it works with my personal spell weaving, if you will. Now, yeah. So instead of sending the energy out into the universe to help, I'm trying to weave the spell's energy around my own and my, make it a little more relevant to my life, which also I feel like makes it a little more personalized to me, even more so that the fact that I write my own spells is that, it is personalized to my ups, my downs, my life, my thoughts, my goals, my wishes, my dreams, my everything. It's much more personalized, and that's why if I don't take the time and the energy to work on spells, that they just don't work. I really hope that this made a ton of sense. I know this is an abrupt cutoff, but I feel like I'm going to end on a positive note because I feel like this made a little more sense than the rest of these videos. So I'm going to close this cute little book of mine until next time. And yeah, tell me below and or do video responses to everybody's videos and tell us about Spellwork. Just as a warning, I have not seen anybody else's videos because honestly, I don't like to. I've made a deal with myself that I'm not going to color my opinions by looking at other people's videos first. So this is going to be interesting, and I don't know if I've just made a complete ass of myself, but if so, that's okay, because it's the internet, and that's what people do. I'm going to go sleep for a little while and then go watch a meteor shower. So, okay. Please check back next week for our first non-pagan topic. And, yeah, tomorrow starts us off with week 2 with Jay. So, I'll see you guys next week. But next Sunday, have a great week and blessed be.